Wait a minute, Megan. We need to turn the music off for a minute.
Yeah. Speak up. Okay. Well, I'm a little nervous, okay, you guys? I'm a little nervous. I've never had to go through anything like this before, and I'm just a little nervous about it. I did write something for my sister I'd like to share with you guys on her behalf. Could someone, Mom, could you come hold the phone for me, please? I can't hold it and do this. Please. So that's her friend. Okay. Move this one a little bit. Okay, sorry, guys. One morning I found you in eternal sleep. I tried to wake you as I began to weep. But all my pleas you could not hear. Oh, if I could have you kept, only if I could have kept you near. I miss your voice, your loving touch. My only sister, I love you so much. Everything seems so strange and surreal. I ask every day, is this a dream or is it real? I miss all the little ways you showed me you cared, for there are so many good memories that we shared. Looking back on life's assorted scenes, you of all people have taught me what love truly means. You were my trusted, confidant, and my best friend, whose loving support I could always depend. But still I miss you very much, my sister dear, and your caring words I again once longed to hear. Although I'm sad without you and wish you were still here, within my heart, I'm sorry, hold on. Sorry guys, hold on a second. Okay. Although I'm sad without you and wish that you were here, with my heart your loving smile still shines bright and clear. I treasure all the memories of growing up with you, the secrets we would always share, the childish things we do. Oh, how I miss you calling my phone. I don't understand why the Lord called you home. I can't see the answer through the human eye. At rest with our Father is where you now lie. My life is now different, it will never be the same. Your mind is now at rest, you're free of all pain. Your beauty and your good heart, they go together. Nichole, I love you, my dear sister, forever and ever.
Beautiful, Megan.
That was great, Megan.
Thank you, guys. My sister, this is not written, this is just coming off my head. But, you know, I never wanted to find my sister the way that I found her that morning with my dad. That was not what I expected when I got there. I mean, I kind of knew something was wrong, but I just didn't want to believe that it was what it was, you know. And I know that was my dad's biggest fear too, was to find my sister that way. He's told me that before. So when it was becoming a reality, it was just the hardest thing that I've ever been through to this day, for sure. My sister was one of a kind. She was a beautiful person inside and out. She was a leader. She loved her son Aiden more than anything. I know that. She was a good mom. She always looked out for Aiden, always wanted to be with Aiden. And she loved everybody, actually. I'm going to miss hearing my sister tell me she loved me, you know. She'd always tell me she loved me 5, 10 times sometimes when I'd be on a normal phone conversation with her. It was just something she always said to me, and I'm going to miss hearing that for sure. Because we may have people in our life that love us, but when you actually hear those words come from somebody, it means a lot. I can't say enough good things about my sister. I really don't have any negative things to say at all. I wish she didn't have to escape schizophrenia. Just I'm sorry to mention that to everybody, but it was messed up, you know, for her. It wasn't fair from the beginning, and just I don't know why I'm saying all that. I just wanted to make it a peaceful thing, a peaceful.
Because her mind is at peace and
Yeah.
she's out of
Her
torture
mind is out of
now.
peace, and she's not, you know, juggling all that nonsense that she was having to deal with on a daily basis. Because I know it wasn't easy. I'm just glad that she's. I don't know. Just hope that she's at peace, because that's where I want to believe that she's with the Lord above in heaven now. There's so many people here tonight that came to recognize my sister, and I love my sister too, and I really appreciate each and every person that's here. It really means a lot to me, and I know it means even more to her. So, if anybody would like to share a memory that they have with my sister, or about her, or just state anything at all in regards to her, we'd all appreciate to hear what you have to say. You can stand up where you are, or you can just speak from sitting down, or whatever, however you want. Or you can come up here if you want, either way. So, Dad, you want to say something? Okay.
First, I want to thank all of you for showing up. Now, you know, Nichole, out of all the people, she had the best heart there was. I mean, she could drive you absolutely crazy, okay? Absolutely crazy. Trying to achieve the good things that she wanted to do for others. You know, she always thought that she was going to get all this money from the government. She was going to build a big facility to help all the homeless people, and to help other people get out of trouble, get them back on the right path of life. You know, she never threatened anybody that I know of, you know, or anything like that, but she would get mad at you when you didn't see her vision, which I could see her vision. But she couldn't see the reality of her not achieving that vision. But the vision itself was a beautiful vision. I mean, all she ever talked about was helping this person, helping that person, trying to take Rick and Eve down and get them a new car with $11. I mean, she just, you know, she had the best of heart. And then when you try to reason with her, you know, it was hard. It was hard on us, on the family, because we tried to reason with her. I would go there sometimes and talk to myself for 15 minutes before I went over there. To stay calm. You can talk to her. Be reasonable. Let her see, you know, right from wrong. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone over there. Very happy to talk to her, leaving very pissed off. And other times I would just get up and I'd leave, because I knew I hit my threshold where I couldn't go anymore. And a lot of times she would sit there cussing at me and yelling at me. But sometimes I'd be cussing and yelling at her. You know, I couldn't you get so frustrated trying to get her to see life for what it really was. And she just, you know, in her mind it was real. And you were the screwed up one, not her. And it was very hard. Because it tore you up when you were there, because you wanted her to have the best life. And you think in your ideological mind that you can somehow reason with her and she would want to do the right thing. But she'd been off her meds for so long that when we did get her in for help, the meds just weren't doing anything anymore. I mean, she was in there for 6 weeks. She was in there for 41 days. And when she came out, it was just, you could always tell that she was maybe a little better, but really she was the same, but they legally couldn't keep her in there any longer. And I was praying to God, and I was trying to do whatever I could to get her 5150 again and put in the same facility, because I talked with the doctor there, and we're going to get a, what's it called?
A conservatorship.
I was going to get conservative, you know, or they're going to get conservatorship of her. I don't know if it was going to be me or the state, but then I'd be able to handle her funds and keep her in the house and everything, and it wouldn't be a good life, but she would be there until they could, maybe one day she'd be on her meds, but she'd tell them when she came out, I'm not taking the meds. And even though she'd come out, you know, feeling half normal and she was great, But when she came back, true to her word, she just would not take the meds. You know, the side effects of the meds in her mind were so bad that she would rather deal with the unreality of life than to deal with the side effects of the meds. The only thing I could figure. Because she didn't like the weight gain, she didn't like the shaking, she didn't like being lethargic. And I can understand that. You know, you want to kind of like be in charge and control of your own mind and body,
Exactly.
if possible. But she was just fucked up hand. You know, no matter what she did, it was a lose-lose situation for her. I said, oh, she's trying to commit suicide a few times. And even that morning, I drove by her house on my way to Lowe's. And I was going to stop by, and I thought, no, usually she's up all night. You know, and so I'm just going to let her sleep this morning. So I went to Lowe's in Antioch, then I had to go to the other Lowe's. When I came back, it was an hour and a half had passed. And then Megan called me and told me, Dad, I'm at Nichole's house, and usually she calls me by now, and she hasn't called. And I said, well, she's probably sleeping. She goes, I got a bad feeling. I said, I hope you're wrong, but I'll be there in 5 minutes. And when I pulled up there, I had a bad feeling, so I told Megan, you wait out here, I'm going to go in first. Of course, she had passed. And the cop said she had passed maybe about an hour before then. And I'm not going to blame myself, but I just told her I could have been there because the last time I made it there just in time and we were able to save her. But you know, I've been praying to God because I've been wondering and I've been praying, God, what's going to happen to her when I pass on? Who's going to look over her? You know, I lived in fear of it every day. My wife would tell you, I didn't know what was going to happen to her after I passed. And I think, in a strange way, the Lord answered my prayer and took her so she wouldn't have to be out there living on her own. But you know, whenever you're out somewhere and you see a homeless person or something, if you can help somebody with a meal or something, you know, I wish you would do that because we do that in our family, Christmas and around that. We help people when we can. And Nichole was like that, and she did the same. You know, and that's what she really strived for. She really, in her heart of hearts, was always trying to help the next person. Always trying to help the next person. Even though she couldn't do it, she wasn't financially able. She was doing whatever she could to do it. So the only thing you can do for her now, really, you know, is just pray for her. You know, and be thankful that her mental torment and torture is over. And hopefully she's resting in a better place. Thank you.
So many of you under these circumstances, but I wrote a little something for Nichole. To my beautiful one, that in fact is what you are in the minds and the hearts of the many who have gathered here tonight. I put some makeup on today and wore my hair down because you always wanted me to dress up with you just to hang out at your house. We wouldn't even go anywhere at all. We would just listen to music and dance together and feel pretty. I wish I obliged at your common request more often because I know your intent to make me feel beautiful was a good one and you knew I probably needed it. You used to love when I would do your makeup for you. And for someone who didn't do well at putting eyeliner on at first, you rocked it after a few good tries. You were always looking fierce, girl, with makeup on, and you were such a sight to see. We have a few memories back in high school dating two brothers at Winter Ball, but it wasn't until about 2 years ago that we really, truly started to get to know one another. And I began to realize what a kind and selfless person you were, always ready to help the less fortunate and downtrodden, as Tony would say. I remember once you were so upset over a homeless man's medical condition that I let you use my car to take him to the hospital to get his leg checked out, otherwise he was going to lose it. I saw you shed tears over how much you really wanted to help the homeless. You told me, Shannon, I love all my animals, but Shannon, I really, really love the people. In fact, to help the planet and the people was your catchphrase. Anytime you brought this up, I was always intrigued because shortly after you would many times start talking of the Lord and your relationship with him. You absolutely loved talking about the Lord, even though you had your struggles. I was angry at him for what he put me through with my own health, and I'm surprised you weren't as well. I never told you that I silently was brought back to the Lord in large part because of you. When I felt I was being punished, you knew God loved you, so you remind me of all I learned in my own spiritual journey over the years. And for this, I am forever thankful. I wish I could have solved your problems and helped you with your passions. Something I admired about you was your verbal abilities. You were a great communicator. You used to cook for me, and when I wasn't feeling well, if anybody would understand that, you would let me go, it was you, and you would let me go lay upstairs. Many times you would bring up a platter of fruits and chocolates for us to enjoy, and boy, were you a chocolate connoisseur. You once made me try eggplant parmesan, and I told you, I don't think I like eggplant. And you said, girl, you gotta try mine, you'll love it. I listened to you that night, and I'm so glad that I did because you were right, and I loved it. And I brought the recipe home to my parents. It didn't turn out as good as yours, but it was still good enough. If RJ were here, he'd probably tell the story about how there was a scorpion in the garage and you came over like a warrior woman and killed that scorpion with a hammer so as not to bite anyone anymore. You had dreams just like everyone else, and I wish I could have surprised you regarding one of your recent dreams. I may have not agreed with your reasoning for going to Vegas, but you needed to get out of that house sometimes, and I wanted to surprise you with a trip somewhere, anywhere, just me and you, and I'm sad that we couldn't go. Nichole, you were fearless, headstrong, highly intelligent, kind, loving, funny, and my favorite part was your infectious laugh. I can only hope to have some of these qualities throughout my life. Thank you so much for blessing me with your warm love. Who's gonna cook for me now, girl? Geesh, I'm gonna miss you. I love you, Nichole. Thank you for being my best friend through thick and thin.
Hey guys, I just want to thank you for coming out to be here for my mom. Like everyone else has said, she has a heart of gold. I can't tell you how many times she's taught me that whenever I have a chance, just to always help out someone else. I can't tell you how many times we had one plan to go somewhere and then she see a homeless guy in Antioch and we'd be like, oh, no, turn around, we gotta go give him some money real quick. And that was our routine. Every Sunday we'd go out, we'd just try to help at least one person. We could make one person smile, just help one person and make our day. And to this day, I still do that just because of her. I will help out everyone I can, even when I can hardly help myself. And if there's one thing I can thank my mom for, is that she allowed me to grow up and to just be able to give as much as she gave me. I love her to death. I haven't grieved much yet just because I'm just trying to hold it in and hope I can make it through this hard time. But I'll never forget her, and honestly, it still pains me that she's gone. I still don't want to believe it. I'm sure none of you do. So, my mom is many things. Even when she was having it rough, I'd still do my best to see her. I love my mom. Even if she was far gone, she meant everything to me. Say I couldn't go to anyone else, she's the one person I can count on. Like if I was in trouble. Say I need to talk about something just to get something off my chest real quick, she'd drop everything for me just so she could listen to me. I was her sprite, her little 80 baby, and it meant everything to me. I wish I just couldn't have been able to see her one last time. Sad I can't, but I know she's somewhere better, and to me that's what really matters. Because I know with everything that's gone on, she was able to go out, but I know she was happy. And to me that's all that really matters. Thank you.
I'm not gonna go up the stairs. Two problems here. But I couldn't let this go past without sharing this memory. Although I'm trying to hold it together now. Nichole and my name is Shawan, and I'm one of Nicole's friends. I met her when she used to live on Berry Lane. A few years ago, Nichole and I went on a spiritual retreat. It was hard to get Nichole to go somewhere and to be able to stay. But nevertheless, I still made her go. And she was kicking and screaming the whole way, but she was like, it's for the Lord, it's for the Lord. I was like, it's not for me. I just had to get her with that. Like, it's for the Lord, Nichole. Anything for the Lord and for people she do. So I'm like, it's for the Lord, Nichole, you know? So we go on the spiritual retreat, and we're there for 3 days now. I'm thinking Nicole's the one that's gonna have the problems, but it was me. And little does she know that she's the one who got me through those 3 days. Sorry. I thought I was gonna be the one trying to get her through. We went on a boat ride, and she didn't know that I was sick as a dog. I was popping those motion sickness pills like crazy. But she was over. I was like, just go to the back of the boat, go to the back of the boat. And Nicole's like, girl, you better come on. She's grabbing me by my hand. We're trying to follow. This is a whole lot of everything. Nicole's vomiting off the back of the boat. And I'm trying to hold it together. But she don't know that she got me through that. And it wasn't me that got her through that. So I just wanted to share that memory with her. Girl, I'm going to miss you. And to her father, mother, sisters, and her son, I'll be praying for you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
She was the best person I knew. Do anything for anyone, as we all know. But I'm sitting right there, and this picture right here, we took in Vegas. We were sitting at across the table from a bar, and we just got done singing O Solo Mio to the bar. And we used to sing that all the time in our house. Like when we were cooking on Sunday, Aiden remembers. And I'm kind of speechless right now. But if you guys know it, sing along. That picture is totally got me. Che bella cosa, naughty so. Serena, serena, dopo una tempesta, pile di fresca, persiana festa, che belle cose nell'unare sole, midnight so, che bello è ne. Oh, solo mio, sarai pronto a te. Oh, solo mio, sarai pronto a te. Sarai pronto a te. Sorry, I can't do that.
Good try.
Good try, though. Good try.
I just want to say, I'll stand up, I'm still short. Rick and I were Nicole's neighbours, so we knew her for as long as she lived next door to us on Walnut Meadows Drive. It's really hard for us to think about the house next door and not have her be there. But we know that she's in a better place now and she's with God. She was a wonderful person, a kind person, and everybody said, with a heart of gold. We're really going to miss her. We know a lot of you guys, Shawan, Ben Tony, her sisters, parents, and their loves, and that's all I really want to say. We miss her, and we pray for her, and we hope that She's in a bad place. Elaine.
I want to thank all you guys for coming out to my auntie's candlelight. Just wanted to say that she was always like a big influence to all you guys, and she was always first to help, like everybody says. Like she would give the shirt off her back for any one of you guys, like anytime you guys needed it, she would have helped. If she didn't have much, but she always had the biggest heart, that's for sure. And she always wanted the best for everyone. I'd say mostly for her son. She would come over 3 a.m., 4 a.m., waking us up, knocking on the door. I'm telling you, in heels. She walked from her house to heels in the rain. And she just came and screaming through the window, Aiden, Aiden. Wakes us all up, but, you know, she just wanted to talk to her son. And it was heartbreaking, you know. Feel bad for him, you know. At the window, and, you know, on the door, coming at all hours during school, just to talk to her son and just talk to him. And you know, she didn't have much, but you know, she would go out of her way, that's for sure. And I've seen her help a few homeless people, and I remember we took a walk one time. It was me and her. I went to her house because she invited me over to play poker, and I swear it was poker every day. I don't know what's with it, but we took a walk, and it was memorable. She just wanted to talk. She just wanted somebody to talk to. She's always alone in the house. Just wanted somebody to just be there with her, and I feel like if she was here right now, she would consider every one of you guys a piece of her, for sure. Deep down in her heart, she had a little bit of every one of you guys, and you guys are the reason that she was such a great person. And you guys were all family to her, so I want to say thank you.
I'm Rick, I live next door to Nichole. Thinking about how good of a heart she had. She came over to our house one day asking if she could watch Doctor Who. We're big Doctor Who fans now. So, we had somebody living in our place that left the room a mess. We tell her not to go up there. And what does she do? She goes up there and starts vacuuming the rug, starts cleaning the whole window. This is the kind of heart she had. Biggest heart in the world. Yeah. I remember that. So you call at 3:30 in the morning, text us at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had 3 gigs in one afternoon. I was dog tired. I went to bed at 3 o'clock. As soon as I go to bed, she comes pounding on our door, ringing the doorbell. Let's go to Vegas. Well, needless to say, I wasn't too thrilled. I opened the door with my birthday suit on. Yeah. Well, I was screaming at her, she screamed back. The next day we hugged, and we apologized and said, "You're not going to do that again, are you?" "Oh, I might." For you, Nichole, this is for all of you, and if you know the words, yes, I remember you, all the things you did to think about, when I'm alone, 'cause I remember when we could just be friends, watch the moon, greet the sun. I remember days we cried, those moments I didn't realize would be memories for the rest of our lives. I remember, girl, till I die. Don't forget, I remember those words of truth that turned cold. Those promises of love forever, like a story left untold. You can't hide what evil's done when that devil got your soul. I remember, girl, you were so tormented. I remember you, all those things you do, please me, girl, when you did. I remember when all those days are through and left behind forevermore. 'Cause now you've been called home. Sorry, folks. Love you. Always. Thanks. Thank you, Ray. Candles for a bigger one for you, dear one.
Oh, I don't want to.
So Nichole was my only aunt, and was pretty much, yeah, she was just like the nicest person you could have ever met. Like, you could have been, you don't see eye to eye as her, but like you could have been cussing at her and she would have been asking you, are you okay? Do you want a hug? Like I could literally cussing at her, you know? I'm like, what? But yeah, no matter what, she was just the most nicest person. You never really would have caught her talking bad about anybody. It was always, yeah, it was always positive, and it was good to be around her. Even when she was calling, it was just like, oh, it's gonna be bad, but you want to pick up and be nice, because, yeah, I feel bad for her. You know, she was by herself in the house. She was my only aunt, and it sucks what happened, but, you know, she's in a better place now. She's with God, hopefully. I know she is. And I just want to say I love her, and I miss her. That's it.
I love you guys. I'm so sorry. I met Nikki almost 15 years ago when I was 20. Sorry. I don't think I would have stayed clean without her, and she really loved me when I didn't love myself, and I know that she didn't really ever have peace, and I'm glad she has peace now, but I was waiting for her, and I was hoping she'd have peace here with all of us, and I was just waiting for that day, and I never stopped praying for her, and thinking of her, and loving for her, and living with Nikki and Aiden was some of the best memories I've had. And I just want to give my condolences and get a speak out of respect for her. Because she was such a wonderful, loving, beautiful inside and out person. And I've been waiting for her to come back, but I've been waiting for her. She's waiting for me, and she's waiting for all of us. So.
Okay, whatever.
Hey, Randy. I used to secretary the Times of Illness meeting. Well, I still do. But back when we were at Southern Delta Hospital, Nikki was a frequent person in that meeting, and I just remember seeing her every Thursday at the Times of Illness meeting, and for Tony would be with her sometimes as well. And she was so open and honest about who she was, and she didn't care how you perceived that. Like, she was an open book. and she wasn't afraid to tell you what was on her mind and her struggles and what she was going through. And it really clicked with her because I also have mental health issues, and so like it was really nice to have somebody that like understood what you're going through. Like she understood mental illness, and you know, we've been through a lot of the same things, you know, each of us in our lives. And I know she loved Aiden very much. She always talked about Aiden and Bertoni, and she was a really sweet soul. And I just want to say, if you're planning on calling somebody and say, I'm going to call them tomorrow, please call them today, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Call somebody, make amends, like do whatever you have, because we're not promised tomorrow.
My name's Nichole, and I'm going to be really quick here. So I met Nikki, and I could almost tell you just about the date. My mom died July 15th of 2010. I had gotten clean March 1st of 2010. And 2 people from the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous showed up the day that we buried my mom at the cemetery. And I stopped out there today on the way out here to take flowers. And it was Nikki and Moms that came that day. I didn't even know Nichole. But she showed up there, and like that was the beginning of a friendship. Like she just held me, and she, like, that's the type of person she was, right? She didn't know me, she just knew that I needed support, and she was there, and I'm grateful itself for that. And after that, it was, you know, I think there was a picture of the UFC fights or whatever at their house, and there's pictures of my kids, you know, all my boys, they're like, this slammed all of us. Like, my kids knew her when they were little, you know, they're grown now. So I've been, by the grace of God, I've been able to stay clean all that time, but I'm real solid on the fact that if she was one of the people that hadn't been around when I got clean, I probably wouldn't have stayed clean. So that's the type of heart she had.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
I'm gonna just say, this is kind of, but if anybody does want, while we're speaking, there is hot coffee over there. It's supposed to be over here with the creamer. If anybody wants it while we're doing it, just to let you know. Because it's cold out here.
Sorry.
You're horrible.
Oh my God.
Go say it.
And so, if nobody else has anything else to say, you know, I want to thank everybody for speaking coming out. My daughter Megan put this on like at the last minute. I have no information yet on the services for Nichole yet. I won't know anything until Monday, hopefully. Still hasn't been released from the coroner yet. But feel free to come up here and see a lot of these memories of Nichole through her life. And you know, just take some time to look around and enjoy the life she had when she was here. Thank you all for coming.
Oh, yeah. We also.
Oh, wait, come up here.
If everybody
Yeah.
maybe just, maybe one per, whatever household.
One per household.
One per household. We've had some cards made.
She made like a memory picture of a bunch of Nicole's memories.
A bunch of,
Maybe I
yeah.
can
If
step up
everybody
here.
could take a rose and an envelope home with you, and for remembrance of Nicole, we appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much. What's the light side?
She said she's gonna come tomorrow. No, but I got some friends here in Jessica.
Oh, and can everybody make sure that you sign the book? Because I want to be able to thank everybody. So if you have not signed it, we're gonna take a moment and sign it. We'll put it right here on the end of this deck over here. Thank you. And all the pictures are gonna go right next to the road.
Hi. Hi. How are you? I'm blessed.
You got it? Yeah.
Might be a little tight on the arms, but.
Remember how long ago that was? 1980. I hope you were married. You came over to my parents' but I think
I don't know, maybe he left. Honestly, the reason why I was trying to find it is because I wanted to know. Never mind. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. She said I could take that picture, but people are still looking at it and stuff, so I don't want to take it yet.
I want to do a walkthrough with the camera. I should probably do that now.
Found each other about 7 years ago. That was, that's back in 1980.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you guys dinner.
These are